You could now create all of the Twitch emotes that an affiliate streamer could need in about 30 seconds from a single prompt for free. I'm doing this using a new and very powerful AI tool I've discovered recently called tldraw.computer. If you're a viewer, you'll know that I use tldraw a lot inside of my streams to illustrate concepts and demonstrate things. But recently, this new computer feature has integrated AI in a way where I've never really seen it before. A lot of apps make trendy AI integrations, but this one is really, really powerful. So if you've been watching my stream, you'll know that I actually use AI tools a lot. I use them in the art process, and I generate a lot of art using these tools. One of the things I managed to do with that is really show my appreciation to the viewers in my stream by making them customized, personalized emotes. And so an emote generation process was something I was pretty interested in. A friend of mine, Decasate, who started streaming recently, is quickly approaching affiliate. And in her streams, she's with affiliate comes a whole bunch of emote slots. And so what I wanted to do, since she was going to be needing emotes pretty soon, was try this new tool out with her and her brand. So we spent a little bit of time together looking at what her brand was and working on a little bit of a character reference sheet. And then I took that into tldraw and started to create a new pipeline that would create not just one, but all of the different emotes that she could imagine that she would need in order to use. I'm going to take you through it quickly and show how it works. If you want a more detailed breakdown, and it's still pretty high level, but if you want more information on how tlDraw's node system works, I encourage you to check out another video I did very recently that I put together just after I discovered the tool. You can find a link for that in the description. But essentially how this works is it's a node network with a few different elements. There are text, images, and the really powerful glue that sticks them all together is instructions. So after coming up with the description for Decasate and her brand, I've fed this text output into an instruction here, along with a little bit more detailed stuff about how she wanted her clothes to look, because she cared a lot about those details, in order to generate an image that represented Decasate. And so we'll just have a quick look at this. A good prompt, and I'll go into more detail later, it should have a lot of information, but that text output fed into this instruction as an input, which fed as an input to an image. From there, we can make variations of these images and we can get into more granular detail. For instance, if I wanted to focus on the face, because we're going to make emotes, I can then go and focus on generating just that component with a separate text prompt that adds more context about what it should do. From here, we can take that face and we can feed that into a bunch of different prompts through different layers where, for instance, we're going to combine a prompt that says, I want a clean white background. I want emphasizing simplicity. I want to make sure features are exaggerated. I can combine that now with different things such as waving, laughing, confusion. Sometimes they don't work. You'll notice face palm needs regeneration, but the process is simple. I could simply run this and get a new regeneration from that. Swooning, excitement. We've got shock. We've got whoops again, I think could be improved, but you get the general idea here. We're able to, as we go through this pipeline, get lots of different results. And most importantly, we can iterate on it. I, throughout the stream, really tried to drive Decasate towards a more chibi brand that would be compatible with emotes a little bit more, with simpler silhouettes and that would read better when zoomed out. And so I was leaning towards this direction, but ultimately Decasate decided she wanted a more realistic, higher fidelity look. And so we are still able to support that here with a bunch of different pipelines. So this has worked really well, but it doesn't just work well with one content creator. I tried to do the same with Castell as well, another really, really talented streamer who has a very, very different brand. And so we can get a very different look and feel for a very different person by following a similar prompting process. I don't actually do the more complicated prompting within tldraw.computer. I find GPT is a good way to do it, to do that. And you really need to work with the person that you're creating these emotes for, or you really need to know them really well in order to capture their identity. But a good way to do this is just prompt with something simple and get get GPT to ask you the right kind of questions, things like brand attributes, content pillars, visual identity, voice and tone. Give it good answers for what you feel represents the streamer well, and it will give you this brand identity summary that you can then use as an input text inside of TLDraw. I think I found you get much better results if you take the time to carefully think about the way that your subject looks. Take the time to describe that with a lot of detail. You can then even reinforce it with images from something like Instagram or wherever, maybe their Twitch profile picture. And you can get to a very good result just based on the prompt. So you want to get to this point where you can say, create an image from this prompt, and you get something that looks a lot like your content creator. I was really happy with this result for Castell. But as you can see, this is Castell's pipeline. She was less fussy about things like the clothing. You can give a lot of fine-grained control to things like the clothing. DX8 cared a lot about like this. So what I was able to do was design text that described the clothing, generate an image, create a new prompt based on that image, and then feed that in so that all the other context we had affected the output character. But in Castell's case, it was much simpler because we refined a very good master prompt. That master prompt feeds into an image, and then from there you can refine the image. So this is an image that captures a cartoon version of the character of Castell. From that, we worked it down into a chibi character that has more exaggerated features. You'll notice that we're giving it instructions here on how to make the conversion from one image to the next. And from there, we can, again, copy and paste the entire system, or even just substitute in the same one canvas from TLDraw. We can then go and give it any sort of emotes that the creator might want, the subject might want. In this case, taking notes, soccer coach, because that's a big part of Castell's brand as well, was she really likes soccer. And so, checking the time, because often, like me, I'm very distractible and I need to keep on track, and my community helps me do that. So you can really think about what you would like as a content creator, or what the content creator that you're doing this for would like, and give it more context. But the very powerful thing here that I want to draw attention to is from one change here at the highest level, the change will cascade down, and most powerfully, you can get variations of a large number of different display pictures all at once. So here's a good example. If I regenerate here, what you'll see is it's going to go and recreate each of these display pictures. You can do things like, work on them until you say, okay, I really like this one. I think this one came out quite well. This salute, for instance. And so give that a lock. Once that's locked, this one won't regenerate, which makes it fast to go through and iterate on all these large numbers of faces. So a good thing to do is go and get the results that you like, lock those results, and then rerun it to regenerate the results that you don't like until the entire palette of results is good. But yeah, ultimately that winds up being really powerful, because you can do this not just for a person. Castell has a really cute cat. That's a big part of her stream. If you're interested in checking out, if you're checking out Flea, she's done a very cool project, and I recommend you guys check that out, where she feeds her cat. Every time you gift a sub, she's going to get the cat feeder in the background activates and it spits out treats, and Flea will come on stream. So it's a bit like a Tamagotchi for your if you're a viewer on her stream, you can take care of her cat. But the same process works here. And so she had, in the same way that DX8 had some requirements about the way that she wanted her outfit to look, she liked the look and feel of a particular character here from League of Legends. So I've brought an image directly in here, generated a prompt, got an output there, and refined that down to something, and then fed that in. Ultimately, we didn't keep too much of it, but I want you to not just use these prompts as a template, but just know that you can adapt them very, very easily. And then the same process has worked. We found an image. We've gone and zoomed in on the face and made it expressive. We exaggerate its facial features. And then again, we're able to get a whole bunch of different results. So ultimately, I think this is maybe my new favorite way to prompt emotes into existence. I'm looking forward to creating one of these down the line in order to make a better system to create emotes for my viewers when they come in, and show a lot of loyalty for my way of giving something back to the community. But I think ultimately using pipelines like this in this amazing new tool is going to enable me to get them higher quality and get them more quickly. So if you're into this kind of stuff, I would really recommend checking out TLDraw. You may even be able to, if I publish these, get access to pipelines, and I'm hoping there'll be like a library of different published projects with different outcomes. A big shout out to tldraw.computer. The big thing, and I said it at the start, this entire thing is currently free, completely free, new experimental feature of tldraw. I loved tldraw as it was, just as a great tool, but I can recommend the computer component of this if you're into LLMs and any kind of AI stuff. There's a lot more than just images. You can spit things out into websites. You can feed input in from camera and speech. You can affect things like sliders. You can have conditional logic for much more complicated flows than we've even had here. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there to work with. I recommend checking that out in more detail if you're into these kind of things. And if I had one request, if the guys from tldraw see this, I would absolutely use this in my work. So I have a game studio actuator, and we do, we sometimes use lots of tools, and we're trying to experiment and understand where AI is moving. This kind of thing, I can see it as a much more useful part of larger pipelines if it supported inputs and outputs. So for instance, if an API could call into a node inside of the graph, and that would run and propagate and then report back with a result at an output to the caller, that means this could go inside of much bigger systems. I'm really interested in getting nodes here that define art styles and then generating a large number of assets, potentially for things like game projects that I'd like to design down the line. So I can see how this can be really, really powerful. It would be additionally powerful if it had some way to integrate. So that would be one feature request from me to the devs of this amazing thing. I'm really, really excited to see what I'll be able to do with this in future. So thanks for checking it out. I think this is really powerful. I hope you go and check it out too. A big shout out to Decusate and to Castell, who were my willing subjects, or I should say collaborators in making these tools. In testing the pipelines that I've created here and trying that tool. So I'll be including links to Decusate's Twitch channel. Congratulations on just getting affiliate, by the way. Castell's amazing channel where she does really cool content. If you're into soccer, video games, if you love cats, if you just want a cool place to hang out, Kaz streams in the mornings, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Go check that out as well. I also stream generally at night, so check my link out as well at Twitch. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.